Open Stage Festival is simply this: using a platform of collaboration to aid in both the audience and the artist getting open and opening their individual pieces to each other to create an entirely new piece. So, for instance, with the open word, you have my one-person show, Black Folks Guide to Black Folks, and you have Mark Moody Joseph's one-man show, Words Become Flesh, and Aya De Leon's one-woman show, Thieves in the Temple, and taking excerpts of each of those shows to make an entirely new show, and the audience being the thread that completes it all, because they see what they're going to see. And it's kind of new to us, it's new to them, and let's see what happens. Luckily, it came out okay. but that's the basis of the Open Stage Festival, to break down the traditional theater of this is my piece, this is your piece, let's make an entirely new piece by bringing our pieces together. And it's about finding artists that are willing to do that. And once you have that, that's half the battle. Right? So getting Mark Moody Joseph and his play Words Become Flesh, which is about a young man dealing with fatherhood, basically, and the decisions and the choices that he had to make in that. You know, and he's a modern... he's a dancer. He's a dancer. He flies when he's on the stage, and he's a master poet, and he knows how to present his words. Thus, words become flesh, and words become flesh is more of the flesh is his son, and these are the words that brought him to life, basically.
Institution and God complex delusions. Started cooling with my dad, gave him that, told him you all of that, and racism got fat off his own PR. He said I am the star of this show.
So getting someone like that, and then on the other hand getting Aya De Leon, who's also another master poet, you know, from this area, who and a political activist out the wazoo, you know what I mean? Like, she knows how to bring the politics to the stage in such a humorous way. So she was a sharp contrast to a lot of the serious things that Moody was talking about.
Mama's jacked up 1982 Nissan Sentra, rapping about social and political issues to the beat of the AM-only radio, and following him down the street will be this pack of supermodels, all hot to get him in bed. Towards the end of the video, Tyra Banks will corner him, and he'll tell her, very sensitively of course, that she seems like a nice person, but sex makes him feel vulnerable, and he doesn't know her at all, and he would need time to build up the intimacy between them, which he's not really available for because he has a girlfriend, a brainy girl with glasses who outweighs the supermodels by at least 50 pounds, and he's madly in love with her and completely committed to the relationship. Of course, on the TV show, I play the girlfriend.
And then there's me, bringing Black Folks Guide to Black Folks, which has to deal with homophobia in the black community. And this is another thing that hasn't been, you know, presented on stage. As far as all these people of color talking about a myriad of things, you know, at the same time, and having all these different styles, and man, what a pleasure. You know, what a pleasure to bring that together. And I think I can safely say it hasn't been done before, at least not in the vein of like hip-hop theater, you know. I mean, that's what they're calling it, whatever. But I just consider hip-hop theater the theater of today. Hip-hop is more, it connotes the generation, you know, as opposed to the music, specifically the music or the culture, more of the generation, and what we're bringing to the stage. And the stage needs us.
Be like 100 degrees outside. They had them that they had the hats on. Just stay cold, right? Well, actually, talk about, you know, what my folks is saying is actually speaking to what I'm trying to say about, you know, the black man today in America '8. You see, all that materialism and extravagance has distracted us from our purpose in the community to protect the black woman and child, you know, in this world of levels. But you see, you got Satan and then you got devils. And see, the white man, he's not sick enough to be Satan, but yet he could be a manifestation of him, just the devil that he is.
And with the Open Soul, working with these different artists like Nona Mecco, whose voices, if it had to be compared, she's been compared to Nancy Wilson a lot. I mean, just her range and the texture of her voice. You know, this is a young woman in her young 20s, and then there's Gabriella Baylor, who's originally from New Orleans, and that kind of, what can I call it, like gumbo soul, like this petite woman, you know, with this large voice. You know, not large as in volume or loud, but large as in weight. You know what I mean? And then Timon West, who's actually originally from Arkansas, but lives in the Bay Area, singing songs from his new album, Songs from Red Dirt, and this baritone voice and this big body but soft nature. And you know, yeah. Art, or how can I say, art is a manifestation of my interpretation of thought. Thought is open to everybody. Ideas is open to everybody. You can't own an idea. You shouldn't own an idea. You shouldn't attempt to own an idea because that defeats the whole purpose of an idea, you know. But how I interpret that idea and how I bring that idea to fruition, how I see it, that's my art. You know what I mean? But collaborating with other people who also think like that, then there's this other area, this other gray area or illuminated area that is so illuminated we can't even see what it's going to be, you know, and we just leave it to itself and won't know until we hit the stage. You know, that's that magic, and that's why I think myself and Marpa Moody Joseph and Aya De Leon and Timon West and Nona Mecco and Gabriella Baylor do what we do.